Hello everyone and welcome to this video where I'm going to be doing the same thing I did for the Beatles, which is ranking the album art for Radiohead. Obviously, like I said in my last video, this has nothing to do with the songs themselves. If the album art fits the theme of the album, the songs on the album, then that can be counted, but it's nothing about the actual quality of the songs on the album. But without further ado, let's get straight into it with Pablo Honey. Okay, Pablo Honey's is interesting looking. Got the baby's face in the middle of this flower, I suppose. Not sure what it's supposed to be. I like the font that Radiohead is written in. I don't like much else about the album art. It doesn't stand out brilliantly to me. I think it's different and it's interesting, but it still doesn't really stand out. Yeah, it's not a favourite of mine. I don't hate it, it's just meh. I don't think about it too much, so I'm going to put it in C. Next we have the Benz. The Benz has a really weird album art, like this, the guy's, the face, just the man. I don't know who the man is, making that. Hard to describe expression. I can't tell whether he's in pain or having an amazing time. I really don't know. It kind of falls into the same category as Pablo Honey's album art, though. Again, it's I don't hate it, but it also doesn't intrigue me that much. It's just okay. I think it's better than Pablo Honey's. Probably better enough to put it in a B, to be fair. But yeah, again, it's just kind of okay. It's all right. So before we get on to OK Computer, I'm pretty sure every album art done after the Benz was done by the same guy, and I believe he's like an artist or a photographer or something that's friends with Tom York, which is why I think personally that the album arts do improve drastically after these two. I also do just want to quickly note, I think out of all of my kind of top artist bands, whatever, Radiohead probably do have the most interesting, to say the least, album arts. This is nothing to do with the music. This is purely album arts. But I think out of everyone that I like, you know, Beatles, Queen, blah blah blah, etc., I think Radiohead probably have the best album art. But this, again, I'm not saying anything about the music, so don't twist my words, don't get annoyed. So anyway, yeah, OK Computer. I really like OK Computer's album art. I really like it. I think it fits well with the theme of the album, kind of this dystopian future, you know. It's kind of a futuristic sound, a theme going on. It's a great album and it fits the theme. I don't quite understand what's going on in it, but I think that's the point. I mean, I don't think there is anything going on in it. It's just kind of like this circling road that goes off in it almost into a city or something. You can't quite tell. It's great though. I really like it. I'm gonna put it in A. I don't think it's quite S, but I do really like it. Next we have Kid A. Again with Kid A, the album art really fits with the music. It's kind of this early 2000s kind of computer-esque landscape. You know, I can't really describe it, but it fits with the theme of this. All of a sudden, Radiohead had gone very electronic, very experimental. I mean, OK Computer is somewhat experimental, but it doesn't get really, really experimental, in my opinion, until Kid A. And again, very electronic in Kid A, quite a turn. And I think the album art does fit it well, and I really, really like this album art as well. I just like the colouring of it. I like the way the sharp kind of points, the mountain tops, whatever they're supposed to be, just stick up, and it's the white against the dark black reddish background. I really like it. Might be my favourite one. I don't know yet. I haven't really thought about it. I kind of just jump into the videos and just talk. You know, I don't really plan it much ahead, but it might be my favourite, and it's definitely going an S. Next we have Amnesiac. Now Amnesiac is really, really kind of basic and plain. You've just got the black with the red, and then this little dude, this little guy. He's just crying. He's not loving life. Which is kind of what Radiohead is in a way as a band. It's kind of a, you know, it's not necessarily a positive band, and that's not necessarily a bad thing though. And this guy is kind of there, just representing the feel. I think it does fit the album. Maybe not as much as OK Computer and Kid A. Not to say it doesn't fit the album, but just because it is very plain compared to them. I like it though, and I like the little guy. crying there. The little drawing, he's great. But it's definitely nowhere near as interesting. So it's probably going to go top of B. Next we have Hail to the Thief. This one, looking at it now, I'm finding it hard to decide. It's really interesting. You got all these just random different words, and if you sit there looking at it, you see a new word every time that you didn't see the last time. At least I found that every time I'm just, for whatever reason, looking at the album art, or see it when, you know, the songs are playing or whatever. And it is very interesting. But I don't know how I feel about it. It does fit again with the album. In a way, it does, because Hail to the Thief is more jumbled than some of the other albums. I think there's less of a theme to it. It's kind of, I mean, there's 14 songs on it. It was rushed. I think it was done in like 2 weeks, and it feels kind of just jotted about. There's not necessarily an overarching theme, which I guess the album art kind of represents, because it's just a load of random words, just kind of like it's a load of random songs in a way. So I'm going to put it in B as well. I'm going to put it in between those two though. Next we have In Rainbows. Now, if you've seen my Beatles one of this, I complained about not liking the red, the blue and the yellow different texts on Please Please Me. And to very much contradict myself on that point, I'd like it on this album, and I think that has more to do with the fact of it's called In Rainbows, so tick A, it fits with the name precisely, but also the image used in the background, just this kind of explosion of colour. Like, I don't know what's going on back there. I really don't, but I really, really like it. Again, it does fit the album. Not so much in a sense of maybe Kid A and OK Computer, where again you've got the dystopian kind of future, which is kind of, you see that there, and again with the computer landscape, which again you hear in the music. But it does fit, it does work. It's In Rainbows, you know, and I love it. I do really like it. I think I'm going to put it in. I don't know. It might be A. It's probably top of A. It's not quite S. Okay, now we have The King of Limbs, my probably least favourite next to Pablo Honey. You know, maybe one up from Pablo Honey, depends how I feel, depends on the day. However, unlike the songs on it, I really like the album art. Again, The King of Limbs, you got... It was definitely a thought out thing with Radiohead, the name of the album and the album art and the overall theme. It was definitely, like, it was done on purpose. You know, The King of Limbs, and then look at the background. You've got these weird creatures, stretched out arms. It just works. It's definitely been thought out, and I just like it. Like, I like the colours. I like how it's more toned down. It's a bit darker. Like, the colours don't pop as much. It's kind of got like a matte gloss to it in a way. And I like the trees you get in the background, kind of creeping forward through the text. And I don't know. I just really, really like the album art. Probably more than In Rainbows, so I'm going to put it in S. It's just a shame that the songs don't follow through. And last but not least, we have A Moon-Shaped Pool. Probably the plainest album art, I was going to say, other than Pablo Honey, but it may even be plainer than that. But it also, again, works with the album. They all do. Like, obviously, A Moon-Shaped Pool, you've got this kind of weird water pool going on here with the white in the middle representing the moon maybe, or whatever, but it also fits with the slower, darker feel of A Moon-Shaped Pool, the songs in it. You know, it's you know, In Rainbows is kind of the jumpy, happy, energetic album. Not happy, but energetic, whereas a lot of the songs on A Moon-Shaped Pool are very slow. They take their time, big orchestral strings, blah blah blah, and I don't know, I just think the album art works with it, and I like it. I really like it as well. I think I'm going to put it in A, probably behind OK Computer. Okay, well that is my ranking for all of the album arts from Radiohead. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please do let me know your thoughts and feelings down below, but other than that, I'll see you later.